Okay, well, let's kick off. For today, I'd like to revisit a practice we did a couple of weeks ago, but I don't think everybody was here. And in any case, you can't do it enough, really. So it's called Bare Attention, and it's really a practice which is in aid of what I call cognitive balance, for those of you who've been to my webinar and have heard me talk about this. So it's really about learning to perceive more objectively what is coming to our awareness. So being as much free from bias as we can, and perceiving what is presented to our awareness nakedly as much as possible without superimposing too many things. And I know we do that automatically, and it's almost impossible not to do that, or it may be impossible, or it may not. That remains to be tested. But it's really a practice to try and be as objective as possible in terms of what we are actually perceiving through the 5 physical senses initially. So it's an initial step to restore some sort of objectivity, or at least awareness of what is presenting itself to our awareness, without adding anything, without subtracting anything. So trying to be a bit more scientific in terms of what we are actually perceiving. So I won't say any more, but we'll do the practice, and let's see what comes up. So please find a comfortable place, which is a place that's comfortable for you, and a posture that's comfortable for you. So you could be sitting on the chair. I'm sitting on a chair cross-legged. You can sit with your feet flat on the floor, rather than just crossing them. And you could also lie on the floor if that's better. So I will ring the bell. Okay. So as you hear the chime fade away, settle your body in a state of ease, of comfort, of relaxation. Dropping your shoulders, relaxing all the muscles in your face. And let your awareness descend right down into your body, to this field of tactile sensations, beyond words, beyond labels. And letting your awareness permeate the entire field of your body. Suffusing your body. Letting your awareness be quiet and still, simply observing those tactile sensations that are rising and passing within your body. Letting your breath flow naturally, effortlessly, relinquishing all control over your breath, whether it's long or short, deep or shallow. Simply let the breath breathe itself by getting out of its way. relinquishing any desire to control the breath. And with every out-breath, releasing the breath all the way to the end. And releasing any thoughts or images or memories that may have come up. Just letting them disperse like dry leaves in the autumn breeze. Letting the breath settle. And restore its own equilibrium. And then settling our minds by releasing anything that's come before, anything that's yet to come. Any hopes or fears, desires and aversions, any thoughts about the future and the past. Letting them all go. And in the absence of these cares and concerns that take you away from the present moment, your awareness will settle in the stillness of the present moment. This is our baseline. So after a few more breaths, we'll embark on this meditation. So in this meditation, we start off with our eyes open, our gaze resting in front of us. And now direct the flow of your mental awareness single-pointedly to that visual field, the domain where all the sights to your awareness will arise, the shapes and colors that we perceive. And being totally present with what you perceive, those shapes and colors that arise to your visual awareness. And to the best of your ability, perceive them nakedly. Observe what is presented to your awareness. Before you superimpose anything on what you see. So in this practice, we refrain from superimposing any concepts or labels or judgments, likes, dislikes, onto what is perceived. Observing nakedly what is presented to our awareness, to our visual perception. In the scene, let there be just the scene. Now you may close the eyes, returning for a brief moment to the baseline, the stillness of your awareness resting in its own place. Before we direct the flow of our mental awareness to the auditory domain, the domain of experience where sounds arise. And as we did with the visual appearances, we also do with sounds, observing them nakedly as raw sensations to the best of our ability. The ears don't hear cars or traffic. These are concepts. So try to perceive the raw sensations of sounds, the tone, the pitch, the rhythm, the pace, the volume. Observing sounds as sounds before the conceptual mind takes over and imposes its labels, its straitjackets onto the raw experience of the sounds. So to the best of your ability, refrain from adding anything to the sound that is not directly perceived through your auditory perception. In the heard, let there be just the heard. Returning briefly to this still point, the baseline of awareness resting in its own place. And now shift the focus of your mental awareness to the field of tactile sensations, that whole range of sensations that arise in the space of your body. And as we did with sights and sounds, to the best of your ability, try and observe these nakedly, with bare attention, without superimposing any labels, any associations, any concepts, any stories onto what is directly perceived by way of your tactile perception. Simply notice what is there. So bring that quality of awareness, that naked, bare awareness, bare attention to the tactile sensations. Notice what's there. Be present with it. And to the best of your ability, refrain from identifying with these sensations. Like the sights you saw and the sounds you heard, these sensations have no owner. See if that's true. The fact that you witness them, does that make them yours? See if you can relinquish any sense of identification with your sensations. Can you let go of that? And simply note those fluctuating appearances to your tactile sensation, to your tactile awareness that arise and pass, impermanent and ownerless. In the felt, let there be just the felt. And if any projections creep in about my body, my pain, then note that these are superimpositions, they are projections. They're not directly perceived, they're superimposed upon the appearances that you directly perceive with your tactile perception. Note the difference. What is reality presenting to your awareness? And what are you adding to it? A cooking metaphor comes to mind. The raw ingredients and all the seasoning that we add to them. Can we distinguish the taste of the food itself from the additives, the spices that we add? So in this practice, we are seeking to obtain a raw, objective sense of the data, a flow of data that is presented to our 5 physical senses. We haven't focused on the sense of smell and taste because there's probably not that much there, but if you have a drink, you could take a sip and bring the same quality of awareness to the sense of smell and taste. And so, like scientists, we try to obtain a clear set of data before we start interpreting what these data mean, before creating a story around it. Distinguishing what is presenting itself to our awareness from what we superimpose on it. So now I invite you to open your eyes if they were closed. Be fully present with all 5 senses. So you're receiving data from all 5 areas of experience, of direct perception. The sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes, and the tactile. And notice what is presenting itself to your awareness. And notice what you're adding to that. And then I invite you to ask yourself, can you directly perceive, with direct perception, with direct observation, any phenomena, anything at all, any objects that do not come to you via the 5 physical senses? Is there anything else that you can directly perceive, not imagine, not superimpose, but directly perceive, that you don't perceive by way of your 5 physical senses? See what you see. Observe. Don't think about it. Don't analyze it with your conceptual mind. This is experiential. We are seeking to obtain a full set of data. The sights, the sounds, smells and tastes, and the tactile. Is there anything else that you can directly perceive? So in the last few moments of this meditation, release any effort, any activity of the mind, any appearances, and come back to the baseline. The stillness of your awareness resting in its own place. Free from effort, free from grasping. Resting in awareness. Relaxed, still, and clear.